Joseph Curry here, and I'm here. This is on. I'm here. This is on January the 13th, 2020. It's on Monday. And you know what that means? That means we saw everything. We saw anything at the postseason and the AFC divisional game and the NFC divisional game. And boy, it got hot. And look, after what went down yesterday, and think that the Chiefs are about to be done after being down 24-0, guess what? You saw magic. Wow, second quarter, here, down by 24-0. Then the Chiefs came back with four touchdowns here in the second quarter. Four freaking touchdowns. Now they were down, and then just to think of Hansen, ran, let me see. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry about it. Now, you think this game is season of the Kansas City Chiefs is done for them? Think again. They came back in the fourth quarter yesterday. They came back to the second quarter yesterday, and they never looked back. They came out, and Houston was just dominating here in the first half, taking over, and just like they're going to the championship game to face the Tennessee Titans. Well, guess what, Houston? We have a problem. Guess what, Houston? You're you're the ones having the problem. You're the ones who had gave up the touchdown. You didn't even stop the ones. You didn't even start them being the pass. And look what happened. After you were up 24-0, you really had problems at all. Give up some touchdowns. You give up four touchdowns in the second quarter. You couldn't stop the one. You couldn't stop the pass. And then what did you do? Nothing. 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 I gotta say this to the Houston Texans right now. Yo, I gotta say this. Houston, you have a problem. You're not 24-0, but all of a sudden you just what a race. The Kansas City Chiefs came from 24-0 to 28-24. And boy, did it really surprise them. It really surprised them. Houston, Texas, y'all suck for real. Y'all are very suck for real. And the other teams going on in Houston, where, why? Why didn't you stop? Because there are a lot of people right now showing about why. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it at all. But stop this whole one this well. Anyway, look. That is what happened. This is exactly what happened for sure. So oh boy. What did he do? He couldn't even stop. It did not stop where it has to be. It did not stop where it has to be. But look, here in the NFL, Houston didn't do nothing. And it was the worst game here. And how did the Kansas City Chiefs survive? How did they survive after being down 24-0? Well, let me tell you something. Let's take a look what's happening. Now, here's the ESPN thing for this for sure. The AFC divisional round was total chaos this weekend. On Saturday, the top seed Ravens were bound for the bracket in a blowout loss to the Titans, who went up 28-6 in the third quarter. And better look back, the Texans following Sunday and seems to be settling it up in the AFC soft rubber match in the conference tower game. But the number two seeding Chiefs went down 24-0 and ran off a stranger's 51-7 to finish the game. Now, what happened? Why were the Titans able to hold on and beat the Ravens, but the Texans held their lead for a matter of minutes before the Chiefs stormed back? When did the Chiefs succeed in their comeback when the Ravens did not? Are there any more takeaways we can glean in the advance of the NFC Championship game? I run through those questions and arguments below. I focus mostly on the AFC, but we'll stick in a couple of NFC playoff eliminations for this weekend. Okay, now Saturday was a treasure for people who are arguing that the NFL has plenty of the bonus to run. In the afternoon, the 49ers closed out their win over the Vikings by calling for runs on 30 of their followed 36 minutes offensively plays. The Titans falling short in the nightcap by running the ball 34 times, 37 times for 217 yards, with Wade Richardson going just 7 of 14 passes for 88 yards. In the process, Tony Hill became the first quarterback since Terry Bradshaw in 1974 to win two playoff games in the same postseason while falling to draw for 100 yards in either victory. Now, Sunday flipped things back the other way. The Chiefs scored seven consecutive touchdowns to launch their comeback, and when Patrick Mahomes scrambled for 56 yards, and Andy Reid handed the ball to one back Damian Williams and a total of five touches for 6 yards during that stretch. Williams went in two scores, but the tradition of the running game was strictly in short yardage option for Kansas City. And the Sunday night, the Packers nearly blew their halftime lead after giving the ball to Aaron Jones 21 times for just 26 to 2 yards, while Aaron Rodgers was averaging even 9.0 yards per him. With Jones failing to move the ball, the Packers needed two late Rodgers competitors on third down to set their victory over the Seahawks. Overreacting to the expression presented by the Chiefs and Titans seems negative. The Titans have built a good offensive around the inside line and back with Will Turson and Derrick Henry. You can answer a more contract than just about anybody in football. It would be foolish for a team without those weapons to insist of running ball nearly 70% of the time in the offensive. And likewise, the Chiefs had terrifying talent across the board in the passing game. Every time they handed the ball off while the game was completing was a gift to the tests. Now, all I have seen is the Chiefs went down 24-20, and they scored seven consecutive touchdowns. They came back and they won the game 48, and oh wow, they won the game last lesson day. It came with no surprise. It came with no surprise in that very end. So now, at the all said and done, this is the best Kansas City Chiefs ever. If they would have lost the game, if they want to be eliminated here on the playoffs, they will be better off. And we should see it off since 1993 against the Bills and the Oilers. But think again, boy, this is a disaster. Another sad disaster for Houston. Now to Baltimore Ravens, they think they're going to the Super Bowl, won two Super Bowls two times, but It didn't happen. It didn't. It just they messed up. They got messed everything up on Saturday night when the Ravens, Lamar Johnson, had this game. They could have this thing in the bad, and then look what happened. Titans came out, they stormed, and they shot, and they upset the Ravens on Saturday night. It was it was terrible. That Baltimore stuff was terrible. They're in Maryland, and they were know. And I didn't even know. And I thought the Ravens were going. And I thought the Ravens were going to lose. They're going to lose this, and it's going. So this Baltimore season came to the end on Saturday night, and they didn't, and they didn't look real. It didn't look very well. I thought it was, but it didn't look very well. And Lamar Johnson didn't. He just couldn't get everything, and then all of a sudden it just collapsed. Now the Titans did stop Lamar Johnson real bad, and it came out to the end. They got 12 points. Now, after the Titans stopped Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, although they put pressing on them, they put hard on them, they're putting them hard. And it's really, 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 really disgusting. It really disgusting. And Lamar Jackson shouldn't know better. He shouldn't throw in a bad pass like this. He did throw in some more interceptions, and it didn't. Now, it's all staying out there for Ozzy. They saw it coming. But you gotta get, you gotta know, they should know better for the reason. If you now, now the Ravens, all the fans out, the Ravens fans look very pissed after the game, and we didn't want to talk about it. They really don't want to talk about it at all. Now, the worst thing that ever going to happen is there was no Lamar Jackson. And how did the Titans start the Ravens? Yes, they did, and they scored a touchdown. And then they're on the way to the ALC Championship. So good for them. They're the best. And last night, the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson for the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks look better. They're looking better. And when Packers came out, they scored touchdowns. They had scored 4 touchdowns last night. Last night, they had scored 4 touchdowns. But Russell Wilson, his team came back. Russell Wilson, his team came back. And then it was 28-23. They came out short last night, and they let the Packers advance the NFC Championship against the 49ers. The 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs, they are starting Sunday at 6:30. Right here on Fox. You know, everything's going to come out. Everything is going to come after this. So, I got more games that we ever seen. I got more games that I haven't been see. But what about now? And they start at 6:40 in the championship game. And yes, the Titans versus the Chiefs that start at 3:05. That will be that will be Sunday at 3:05. And the Kansas City and Green Bay Packers and the 49ers, they'll start playing and that will be at 6:40 on Fox. So whoever wins, I'm probably gonna go for the 49ers because the 49ers they're the best team ever, and they are putting all the starts. And guess what? There is no Lamar Jackson. There is no Russell Wilson. There is no Drew Brees. No Tom Brady. And that's it. And there is certain. Now, Aaron Rodgers is still standing. He is standing on the top. I'm not sure what's going on. But now, what will has just learned? What it amazing is going to be. Now, on the way to the first and next day, we had just learned that Jimmy Johnson, the former head coach, is going to the 2020 Hall of Fame. 2020 NFL Hall of Fame. He has been done, the man. Jimmy Johnson. Boy. You can see the tears in his eyes. I'm so happy for you, Jimmy Johnson. And congratulations. All the hard work you had done, you are going to the 2020 Hall of Fame. Boy, what a day it has been. What a good day it has been for Jimmy Johnson. Yes, Jimmy Johnson is going to the Hall of Fame. Now, I say let's continue. Boy, look at this. Boy, look at this. It's not going to look at that, no. Now, as much as I have seen this for sure, you're never gonna be able to see much here in the NFL. Now we move to the time to the national championship game between the LSU Tigers and the Clemson Tigers. It starts at 8 o'clock. And boy, you're gonna see this all of it. You're gonna see a lot. Now I think my pick will be LSU Tigers. They're 14-0, Clemson 14-0. And I think the LSU Tigers are going to win the national championship. Well, whoever wins it will get it away. But look, the Clemson Tigers, what we saw is last year. And last year they beat the Alabama Clemson tie. And last year. Hey, Philip, how's it going, Philip? How's it going? Welcome to the Joseph Cruz Show. We got about like 7 minutes away to the end. So I gotta say the LSU Clemson tie LSU Crescent is just continuing on the point. And it was a good show. It was a good show for Will, but it's gonna be a good game for Will. A great game. And a great epic game between those two schools. I'm doing good, Philip. I'm doing all right. I'm doing great. I was talking about the NFL. I talked about Houston being down 24 and and so we what I do like is the Dallas Cowboys, Philip. Well, do like the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. And he says, what do you want? What do you 49ers? I said the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers. Mm-hmm. San Francisco 49ers. That last Philip. They're going to the Super Bowl if they win, if they beat the Packers this Sunday. And guess what? He said the Titans. Guess what I said? The Titans. Yes, the Titans. Yes, the Titans. They're bad. They beat the Baltimore Ravens. That was last Saturday. That was 2 days ago. Yeah, they beat the Ravens. And no, Houston, they are up 24-0, Philip. But Kansas City came out with 28 touchdowns in the second quarter with a comeback. Yes. Mm-hmm. And Philip says they beat Patriots too. And yeah, yeah, they did. They beat the Patriots, and that was about last week. And and I just hate. I just glad that the Patriots did lost, and it was a Pro Bowl, Philip. And he says Tom Brady might get Trey. Or yeah, yeah, we don't like the Patriots either. We really don't like the Patriots, Philip. That's a good thing. We really don't like the Patriots at all because they have won 6 Super Bowls and they had cheating. They are cheating. They shields. The Patriots are shields for real. That's what I've seen. And I say this this game that really don't like. It's everybody's game. And everybody gets that never gonna do it. But I never gonna miss the Patriots. Because if I were not, I never gonna say. I never gonna do it. But now, what I do know is this: the New England Patriots have been there doing this for years, and I've never seen this everything they're going out for sure. That's a good thing, Philip. And so now, as I leave you here tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN, watch the LSU tackles and Clemson tackles on the undefeated two undefeateds go head to head in the grand finale of this 2020 National Championship game that starts tonight, right here on ESPN. That's all I gotta say for now, and also for this. Don't forget, Joseph Crudup Show on the Joseph Crudup Network starts Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. And we'll see you. And I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock if I'm not here late. I see you at 5 o'clock, same time. I see you tomorrow, everybody. Everybody, have a great night. Peace.